Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a concluding paragraph. The concluding paragraph is like the cherry on top of the sundae. It is the McDonald's sundae, hot fudge sundae with the peanuts on top, right? This is just what takes it up to that next level. Now, if you've looked at the rubric, which will be coming up here next, but if you've moved ahead a little bit and checked out the rubric, you will notice that there's actually nothing in there that mentions a concluding paragraph. What you're marked on is your ability to recognize the perspective of the source and then analyze it, right? That's the first criteria for analysis of the source. And then you are marked on quality of evidence, quality of argumentation, and then also on the quality of your communication. So for a concluding paragraph, really it's like 5 sentences-ish, right? You can have it be a bit longer, but don't get bogged down in trying to go crazy by writing a concluding paragraph. So reminder, this is our topic, and I mentioned how for my body paragraph evidence, we did the North Korea paragraph together. I would also use, and I mentioned this in the updated version of it, I would use modern day Cuba and then also historical Nazi Germany as an example of a political system that is not accountable to the people in terms of its policies and actions, and I would discuss the failure of those nations. And then lastly, I would talk about the United States and Canada and how these are nations where, you know, it is by the people, of the people, for the people, right? There's accountability, there's responsibility, and as a result, they are stable, prosperous nations, right? And there's no need to remove those governments from power, because what actually happens is we have periodic elections where we see a refreshing of that political landscape. And if people do their job well and are accountable to the people that they are representing in a representative democracy, they get to keep their job. And if they don't, then they get told to go pound sand and they have to go get a new job somewhere else. So with that, let's write our concluding paragraph. Now, guys, really, this is all I want you to do for a concluding paragraph. Restate your thesis and then retouch on your evidence, and then just a little ending. Sorry, my hand's in the way of my face. A little ending sentence. That's it. Restate thesis, retouch on point 1, right? Body paragraph 1, retouch on body paragraph point 2, retouch on body paragraph point 3, and then end it. That's it. So I just really quickly want to bring up what my thesis was once again. Give me a sec here. I'll get that up. All right. So just to refresh you, I put the analysis of the source paragraph on the left-hand side of the screen here. And my thesis was, as a result, we should reject authoritarian government and the chaos that follows. The source should be accepted to the fullest extent because a government that does not reflect the will of the people creates an environment of tyranny, fear, and failure. So let's restate that. I'm not saying just copy and paste it, but let's just get that idea down once again. So clearly, one can see from the evidence that where you have a political system, let me just move me out of the way here, like that, where you have a political system that is non-responsive to the will of the people, failure and frustration follows suit. All right, so that's just basically restating the thesis. We should accept the idea that all governments should reflect the will of the people, as we have seen in modern day North Korea, a lack of responsibility and accountability has led the government of North Korea down the path of failure, and this has led to the people of North Korea suffering. Additionally, we have also seen how a non-responsive government has failed in modern day Cuba and also historically in Nazi Germany. Nations that do not see accountability in government fail due to the lack of nations that do not see accountability in government fail due to the lack of what do I want to say here? Got it. Due to lack of sustainability of their system. Clearly, from the example of the United States of America and also Canada, where people are allowed input into the policies of those nations, where accountability and responsiveness are traits of the political system, the nations thrive as possessive form. The nations thrive as the people support the system and work hard to sustain it as they experience freedom and prosperity. Boop, that's it. So yeah, let's look at this really quickly, right? So it says clearly, one can see from the evidence that where you have a political system that is non-responsive to the will of the people, again, that comes from the source, right? Failure and frustration follows suit. We should accept the idea that government should reflect the will of the people, again, from the source. As we've seen in modern day North Korea, right? That was my first piece of evidence. The lack of responsibility and accountability comes right from the source, has led the government of North Korea down the path of failure, and this has led to the people of North Korea suffering. Additionally, we have also seen how non-responsive government has failed in modern-day Cuba and also historically in Nazi Germany. Nations that do not see accountability in government fail due to the lack of sustainability of their system. Clearly, from the example of the United States of America and also Canada, where people are allowed input into the policies of those nations, where accountability and responsiveness are traits of the political system, the nations thrive. The nations thrive as the people support the system and work hard to sustain them as they experience freedom and prosperity. There it is. That's it. That's it, right? Just all we're doing is restating our thesis, retouching our evidence, and then just kind of an ending sentence. And that ending sentence, right, is kind of just this right here, right? Where accountability and responsiveness, just bringing it back to the source once again. Okay, that's it. So with this said now, folks, you should be good to go for your position paper. Remember, you basically, the format of this is tell me what you're going to talk about in the analysis of the source paragraph, and then talk about what you told me you're going to talk about in the body paragraphs, and then tell me what you just talked about in the concluding paragraph, right? If you think about it like that, it's not overly difficult. Okay, that is it for me, guys. I love you. Peace. Hope this goes well for you. If you have questions between now and when you actually write it as you're watching these, let me know. I'll try to help you out as best I can. Okay, bye.